Good evening and welcome to Midnight Movie Club and another trailer talk video. In tonight's video we will be discussing and breaking down the brand new Child's Play trailer. This is the first full trailer we got for the film and there's a decent bit in here to talk about. We see some more Kazlan products and we also see and hear a lot more Chucky. So let's get into it. The trailer kicks off focusing in on Andy as we see him trying to fit in with some kids that will no doubt become his mates over the course of the movie. We hear his mum Karen, being played by Aubrey Plaza, telling him that she knows this move has been really tough, but this was meant to be a new start for them, and that Andy has said that he was going to try and make new friends. So obviously something has happened that's caused them to move, and the inciting incident is probably the death of Andy's father. At least I am guessing that's the cause. If not, then maybe Andy was being bullied at his last school or something like that. In this portion of the trailer, we really just see Andy and Karen and get a sense of their bond that they will have in this film. We then see Andy crying on the couch just before the Kazlan advert on their TV comes up and tells us all about the all-new Buddy doll. We hear again from the CEO of Kazlan Corp what this doll is capable of, with him saying Buddy can connect to and control all of your Kazlan products, which is really just a great way of giving this new Chucky plenty of inventive ways of killing people. We then get a nice look at what I am guessing is the Buddy doll app. We see that you can play games with Buddy, draw with Buddy, connect him to your Kazlan drone, and even see what Buddy sees. So as you can see, he's capable of a lot. What really interests me though is the drone and see what Buddy sees. I really do think that having Chucky be a killer robot doll this time instead of a possessed doll is going to open up a lot of creativity for things they can do with him, and I am eager to see what they do with this opportunity. Here's hoping they utilise it well. I'm super keen to see how all of these things will be used in the film and how they will all come into play. We get a quick glimpse of the Kazlan hub in action, which I'm pretty sure Chucky will be taking control over, which will pretty much give him control over everything Kazlan within Andy's home. Then we get some shots of Andy's house at night, and I'm guessing this is when Chucky starts first playing up towards him. We also seen a shot similar to these in the first trailer, and I said it then so I'll say it now, but I'm really just loving the lighting in this scene. I really do think it just looks all round great. But anyway, we hear some Static and then Best Friend by Harry Nilsson, the song from the first trailer, which seems to wake Andy up. I'm not too sure if the song is diegetic or non-diegetic though. It may be something else that he hears that wakes him up in the film. Maybe it is the static from his hearing aid or something like that, as Chucky may be interfering with it. Either way, we get an awesome creepy shot of Chucky standing in the corner beside a cabinet looking like he is up to no good. We do actually see him move here by himself as well, just very, very slightly. We then have an interesting shot where Chucky is picking up a knife, and from what I can see, it looks like we are seeing it through his eyes. Maybe it is a recording from the app we seen earlier, or a live stream of what he is seeing. I've got a feeling that maybe the See Through Chucky's Eyes app feature is what will help Andy get the police on his side, more specifically Detective Mike Norris. Unlike the original where they believe Andy is the murderer for a lot of the film, maybe here Andy will use this app to prove his innocence. We then see the shadow of Chucky with a knife walking up behind Andy and one of his mates chilling in the house. It then looks like Andy finds some of Chucky's weapons and notices his app is glitching before trying to convince his mum there is something wrong with Chucky. Then after this we move on to the Christmas light scene again, and it really doesn't look good for this guy putting up his decorations, as he doesn't just get wrapped up in them and fall off his ladder. It looks like he's going to cop a lawnmower straight to the face right after Chucky stabs him. It looks like a really cool sequence, but it doesn't look like it bodes well for this guy. Moving on, we then see the Z-Mart, which is where I'm guessing Chucky makes his HQ or something along those lines, as we see Detective Mike again in the panicking crowd. It looks like Chucky has laid a trap for all of these people in this store as the words "time to play" come onto the store's screens. I can't wait to see what he is up to here. Then we go back to the aftermath of the Christmas lights scene where Mike investigates, which then leads him to questioning Andy and asking him for information. Then, this as I said earlier, would be a good time for Andy to show Mike the recording on the app, if it does still work, and Chucky hasn't messed with it. Then after that, we meet a very interesting character, some dodgy looking guy in his basement with the Chucky Buddy doll who is looking like he's about to operate on him. What I am guessing is that he was the doll's previous owner and tries to modify the tech inside the doll to maybe try and make it sentient or hack into it, making it do things for him so he can control it or something like that. But something backfires and the doll gets a mind of its own. That's my guess anyway, let me know yours in the comments. We also see him hold up some sort of chip, either he is about to put that into the Buddy doll or he has removed it. Either way, it's not good. Then we get a reminder from the Kazlan CEO that Buddy can connect to all of your Kazlan products, just before we see Karen trying to explain to Andy that Chucky is just a toy. We then see another one of Andy's new friends in his house, where it looks like he is looking on at something in horror. 2 guesses as to what that is. Then this is just before we once again see this guy who's been operating on Chucky in his basement, but this time Chucky sits up behind him. Now he does look pretty pleased with himself, so maybe he was wanting to bring the doll to life or something, but I'm sure it goes wrong for him and it won't turn out the way he had planned, as we then see the Kazlan hub turn red, a Kazlan car crash, then a Kazlan drone take flight in the Z-Mart, where we see the people fleeing from covered in blood. I'm sure those drone blades do a number on quite a few people. This is probably the same trap we seen Mike in earlier as well. The shutters then come down on the store before we get an awesome shot of Chucky walking, dragging a knife on the floor as it screeches. It's just an all round great horror shot that makes you wince with the sound, but fascinated to see what he's going to do. And once again, just great lighting and composition all round. We then hear Andy say that we have to stop him, as we see him and his mates gear up, looking a little more like It than Child's Play, but to be honest, I'm liking it. I'm really enjoying the changes that I'm seeing from the original. We then see a buzzsaw start up just before we are taken back into this weird guy's basement, and I'm guessing Chucky is now up and causing him havoc, running amok in his house. If this is the man who made Chucky sentient and evil, then I'm guessing the doll has a lot of questions and is figuring out exactly what he is capable of. We do see some other weird looking things around his basement, so maybe he is a collector of some sort. We can see him dangling above the buzzsaw from a pipe that's temperature looks to be controlled by his Kazlan hub. As its temperature rises, it burns his hand and he falls. We then see someone being dragged away down an aisle in the Z-Mart, and I'm not sure what could be doing this. If it is Chucky, then he's proper strong in this version. Then once again we see someone falling onto a car that we have seen before with the Kazlan trucks in the background. This is possibly a Kazlan warehouse, maybe where Chucky first becomes sentient. Maybe the weird guy we see operate on him wasn't his original owner, but a worker who had other intentions with this specific doll. There are quite a few things to look into in this trailer, that's for sure. We then see Karen again in the trap we seen during the first trailer. It is not looking good for her at all. I wonder if Chucky is still just a toy to her now or not. Either way, let's hope she makes it. Then we actually see Andy wrestling with Chucky on the floor for a second before getting a real good look of Chucky's face. And here I have to say, I wasn't so sold in his face. I preferred the image we got yesterday. Just here it looked a little like the CGI wasn't perfect yet. Maybe it is the lighting, but they still have a little time to work on it, so maybe it will improve. I did love though how he went from a simple plain face to a manic face with red eyes. Then, right at the death, we hear Mark Hamill's new Chucky voice say, "Good night, Andy," and I have to say, I loved it, I really did. From that little taste, I really liked it, but we'll have to wait a little longer to see if it tops Judas. But overall, I really liked this trailer, and as of right now, I've liked everything I've been seeing about this film, so fingers crossed it comes through. But that's enough from me now. Let me know what you thought of the trailer in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, drop it a like, and if you haven't already, then subscribe to join the club. As always, thank you very much for watching, and good night.